bring him in.
From Toronto, Canada, comes hip-hop and performing artist Ché Uno. Fresh off the release of his new album, Nueva Ola Nivel Dios, Ché Uno continues to raise the bar with razor-sharp bilingual lyricism, dope production, and a bold and highly conceptual project to push his creative boundaries. His solo catalog includes standout albums like Heat Merchants and Mar de Plata. In addition to his solo work, he's one half of the celebrated duo Los Chicos Criollos with Kingdom Kome, releasing multiple standout projects to include their latest album, Dios Sucio. He's also collaborated with lyrical heavyweights such as Ason Eastwood, Sean Lynx, Ayo Big, Lord Juco, Cousin Feo, and many more. Tune in to learn about his journey in music, his new album, Nueva Ola Dos, and what he's got coming next. At 4 o'clock LA, 7 o'clock New York.
Let's bring him in. What's up, my bro? I see, yeah,
Peace.
already got the split ready.
Yup.
What it is, my bro. It's an honor to have you on the Cristopolis Show. Thank you, my bro. Thank you. Bro, so I'm like pumping in preparation, right, to make sure that I've gone deep into the discography. And Nueva Ola Dos is such a dope project that you put together. The album is so well worked. It's a complete conceptual album. The interludes between songs, the way you went and found samples from other music and TV, highlighting the vibe, the chemistry that you and Vago have. What a dope project. Let's unpack it for the people. Talk to us about this second outing with Vago.
So right off the bat, I gotta definitely let everybody know the whole concept and bringing together of all the beats, interludes, and everything you hear. For the most part, I had a little bit of this in there, but for the most part, that's Vago. That's Vago from the first Nueva Ola to this Nueva Ola. That's Vago. That's the way he likes to put stuff together. And I'm totally on the same vibe like that. You know what I mean? So from the first album to this album, I said, Papa, you just do your thing. You know what you do your thing, bro. And then that's he always does this. It's like a movie. It's like a movie. Like really from the beginning to the end, you're just watching, you're listening to a movie basically. So that's Vago. That's Vaguito, bro. That's my dude.
That's so dope. Where is Vago out there in Toronto with you? Or are you guys working over the internet?
So Vago is born Chileno. I'm born Argentinian. I live in Toronto. He lives in Vancouver, British Columbia. So yeah, we work online, you know, back and forth and all that shit. We were originally in a group called Los Poetas. That's how we actually came together. That we formed in 2015, and we put out like 2 records, 2 projects, 3 projects really, like a remix project. But we were in a group with some other Latin American artists from Toronto, and he was the producer in the group. And since we left the group, me and him continued to work together. Nueva Ola being the first initial project that we did after the group, and this is the follow-up.
So is Los Poetas, is that music still out there?
Oh yeah, oh absolutely, yeah. We did a good run with that one. We did like I said, 3 projects. We went on tour, little mini tour in Central America, in Guatemala and El Salvador. So we had a good run. It was a nice movement for that project. So the music's still out there. Definitely just search Los Poetas, and you know, we should pop up.
That's dope. I didn't know. You're like, so like that's what's so dope about hip hop and creatives. Right? There's like, it just keeps going deeper.
For the life of me, I just I forgot to mention it to you, really and truly, because that's a big chunk. That's a big chunk of my career as well. With the group and stuff, we did a lot. And that was the, you know, how me and Vago came together, basically how we met and all that. So yeah, that's a big thing.
Dope. And the other artists that were in the Poetas?
Yeah, that was that's my brother Lua, Salvadorian. My brother Afantu, he goes by Flaco, Chileno artist, another artist. We have DJ Grouch, the world famous DJ Grouch. He was part of the crew. My brother Alex Narez, that did a lot of the filming, most of the filming basically. But yeah, that's the homies together on the album as a group, as Los Poetas.
That's so dope. because you've got like, you know, a lot of things going on with Los Chicos Criollos,
Yeah.
your solo career, Fuego GAWDZ,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
and then you've got kind of like where it started with Vago.
Yes, correct. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if we're really going back, I've been active. I mean, in the culture, I've been active since 1990, 89, 90. I started as a b-boy, DJ, graffiti writer. I did a lot of that, and that, you know, slowly progresses into started to record. I didn't officially, you know, put anything out, I don't think, until about 95, 96, and that was like, you know, me just putting my stuff out
Yeah.
there. It didn't really I didn't really feel like I was where I wanted to be until much later. And that led to meeting my dude Luap, and me and him started working together a lot, which that is what turned into Los Poetas, leading up to everything I have done now. Because since Los Poetas, at this point, if I'm not mistaken, I think I, like, with collaborations and group works and all that, I think I'm like 14 albums at this point. That would have been starting 2019,
Wow.
around there. Yeah. So it's a lot. Like it's like, you know, it's one of those things where if you already are immersed, if you're like, I've never known anything else. Like, the culture's only is what I was raised on. I really don't remember a time where I wasn't doing anything but what I'm doing now in every aspect. The DJ part was a big chunk of my life too. I DJ'd on CHRY 105.5 radio in Toronto, York University, for like 10 years. So I mean, like I said, the culture is just, you know, that's what I was raised in. I don't know anything else, and this is all part of the evolution, pretty much, of the whole shit.
Yeah.
So.
And you know what's one of the things that's really dope about you, and that is what makes you unique, is on most of your rhymes, on a lot of your projects, use bilingual flow.
Oh yeah.
Right? That's like a Ché Uno staple. Like, you could give them all Spanish, you could give them all English, but I'm gonna mix it up and make what sounds best come together because I've got all of these tools. Has it always been like that?
Yeah. It started with just English, and then I slowly started adding words here and there because I wanted to, purposely, to the point that by the time it was Los Poetas and all that, it was automatic with the writing. It would be Spanglish.
Yeah.
So maybe the third quarter of the verse might be mixed. Maybe there might be 2 words only for that time in Spanish. Or maybe the whole thing was really back and forth. 1 word English, 2 words Spanish, things like that. It just became something that it was just part of the writing at that point. I wasn't really choosing, oh, I'm going to write in English only, or I'm only going to write in Spanish. It was just whatever at that point. However, I was rhyming and it sounded good. Like I said, that's how it would. And sometimes it would be like 1 or 2 words only in the whole verse that was Spanish. Yeah. And sometimes, like I said, it was multiple. So yeah, I mean, it was a progression of it. But yeah, that's a like you said, that's pretty much trademark at this point. So
yeah, and your Spanish is, I speak Spanish. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and
oh, word.
my
didn't know.
yeah, and your Spanish is impeccable. So if you could give us, because you know, like there's like a lot of people that are Latino, or their parents, you know, their parents, or even their grandparents.
Yeah.
But they begin to lose the language, right?
Yeah.
Your ability to interchange between English and Spanish flawlessly. You speak Spanish like a native. You speak English like a native. What's your background? Like, were you born in Toronto? Did you come later in life? What's some of the background story?
I was born in Argentina, in Rosario. And we came here with my family at an early. I was 5, no, even less, no, 3 or 4 or something like that. In '83 to Toronto. So I basically was raised. I grew up here. I'm from Toronto. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went back a couple of times. The thing is that in my household, it was Argentinian. I'm from Argentina, and Rosario is a big city outside of the capital. And contrary to what a lot of people say or is known about Argentina, it's it's not just the blonde hair, blue eyes Europeans that you see. That's not true at all. I mean, if you really want to talk about it, all Latin America, if you see or look at the capital cities, it's gonna be that. It's gonna be the majority, white people, Caucasian that you're gonna see that are Latino, white Latinos, right? Once you leave the capital cities, because that's where the money is for the most part, that's where the high, and once you leave there and you go out anywhere else, it's a mix.
Yeah.
It's a mix. You see a lot of people that be like, if you're on the street and shit, so gente de tono, like people have, they're dark-skinned people, man. It's like Latin, like native Latin is a good chunk of it. And that's why we're the Chicos Criollos, because Chico Criollo means, mixture of indigenous and Spaniard that came to conquer and shit. So it's a mixture. And that's what you see a lot of. That's what you see a majority of. You know what I mean? And then where you go in Latin America, there might be more African influence.
Yeah.
So you see, you know what I mean? Like in Colombia, Cuba, Dominicano, there's like, black people, they speak Spanish. Same way you see white people in the major cities. That's how you see a lot of it, throughout Latin America. So that's something that is not talked about, because that's the racism that exists in Latin America to this day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know Argentina gets that kind of hate for that reason, and I totally see it. I understand it, but at the same time, it's ignorant to say certain things in regards to as well. And so in my household, when we were living here in Toronto, coming back to everything, no se hablaba inglés. We don't speak English in that house. It was just Spanish. My mom only spoke Spanish. My dad only spoke Spanish. You know what I mean? Castellano to be exact. And so, I just spoke Spanish. It was maintained. I read, I write in Spanish as well, obviously. So that in today's day, or even before that, it depends on the household. I really want to say it depends on the household.
Yeah.
Because a lot of Latin American folks that came here wanted to be, or even in the States, they wanted to be American, they wanted to be Canadian. So they kind of said, let's not focus so much on in the Spanish. It's not important. It's more important for the kids to know English.
Yeah.
And whatever, that's just a choice. But I mean, I'm glad my folks were the way they were, because it instilled a lot of me that is reflecting of my music now. It's part of it is much of what I express when I write is my origins, where I come from. And the stuff that really doesn't get talked about, like the natives, the indigenous of Latin America, that's where our roots come from, and that's where my mother is, and I'm very proud of that, and I talk about that a lot, because that's truth right there.
Yeah.
That's forgotten, and so yeah.
That's dope, bro. That's dope. In jumping around a little bit, because the album, your new album, Nueva Ola is so dope. I want to make sure that we give it the proper attention. But
Right.
because we're on this subject, in the work that you've done with Los Chicos Criollos,
Yeah.
like you guys really kind of jump into a lot of what happened in Argentina. A lot. You jump into those themes a lot, into the different military dictatorships and things that happened there. And I know the Kingdom Come, like I've had the good fortune to talk with him, and he's talked about how he left. You know what I'm saying? How his family left during those times, and it kind of aligns with you also, like your family's immigrant story.
Yeah, for sure. Big up my brother Kingdom Kome. He's also been a blessing. I didn't think there was another dude like me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's unique. It's unique.
To find him, bro, I think is definitely universal. That's you know what I mean, stars align thing. And the fact that we come from the same, it wasn't even like, this guy's a little, he's on, what I mean, new or whatever, or we're not, he doesn't, whatever, like, there wasn't none of that, is what I mean. Like, it was organic and it was instant. And as we started building, we realized, we're from the same shit, except you're on one end and I'm on the other, you know what I mean, as far as location. But that was a blessing. And when we started working together, we just said, look, we're just gonna like vibe it out, whatever's good. We have the same taste in production too, so it was just all natural, man. And when it came to this album, Dios Sucio, we were like, yo, we're gonna really focus on a lot of things with respect to the concept, and so we had to dive in on some of those topics for sure.
An incredible album, Dios Sucio and Los Chicos Criollos, and I know that with the Dios Sucio, right, it's one of those things that in different kind of like sub pockets of hip hop, with wrestling, with anime,
Sure.
and now with football, right? That's like almost like you have a fan base, Kingdom Come has a fan base, hip hop in and of itself has people who love it.
Yeah.
But Maradona has a tremendous, and you guys are able to tap into the legend and an industry. There's an industry that exists that's never going to end, I don't think. Of Maradona related things, and you guys are paying homage to one of the greats, for many people the greatest. And that's dope with this project, Dios Sucio, and the merch, right? And all of the visual stuff that you guys put together, the vinyl, right? The little statue head. I mean, it's such a dope project.
We went in on this one because even if you look at just the track listing itself, like on this album, we went all out for this. So we were like, yo, let's make sure the merch is gonna be crazy. Let's make sure the whole presentation, is on some other level of shit. So yeah, man, we had to go in on this one. And like you say, for more reason being, it's Maradona, you know what I mean? And the football thing for sure. I mean, I want to give mad props to my brother, cousin Phil, and Lord Juco, Death of the Derby, because they're the ones that really sparked that shit. They're the ones that came up with that shit, and it was just fucking like, you know what I mean, a new lane. That's a next level thing too. So bless up to them. They're on the album as well.
Well, and there's the LCC Death of the V versus Death of the Derby, which is so dope.
That's one.
I love how y'all are running with this, man. It's so dope.
That's one of my favorite joints on there. You know what I mean? For sure. That one's dirty. Big up Ruen, DJ Ruen. Crazy. We're working on a new project that's coming out soon. I'm not sure if it's gonna make the end of the year, maybe. But a new project with me, Ruen, and Kingdom Kome.
Yeah.
LCC Ruen.
So I wanted to ask you about that, right? Because this is where it becomes like an artistic choice, like how you guys want to present it to the world, right? Yeah. There's Brujos, right? And I guess my question is that like official Los Chicos Criollos canon? You know what I'm saying? Like with that, because it's the players. It's you, Kingdom Come, right? Would like Brujos be considered Los Chicos Criollos part of that catalog, or is it like just y'all working together?
Good question, man. I mean, that one in particular is like a special thing where it's me, Kingdom, and Ruen, specific, because Ruen is all the production on Brujos. He does the production for it, and it's a special project. Yearly, it's a Halloween. It's just a Halloween record we put out now, right? So that distinguishes it from anything else in particular that we put out as Los Chicos Criollos. It's Ruen, but we did another album. The album that we're gonna release it's not Brujos or anything. It's just a collaboration with Ruen specifically. So it's an FTC Ruen project, and that one, bro. We're pretty much done. Everything on that is a mixing and mastering thing now. So that's getting ready.
Savage.
Yeah. Oh, Ruen is crazy. The new album by Kingdom Come out right now, Barrel Reserve, is crazy. So definitely that one is something to check out. But Ruin's killing it right now. He's a machine.
Yeah. Definitely want to shout out Max Lowe, the hip hop trucker, J.R. Swift, some legends up in here. Peace to everybody. We're kind of jumping around a bit. You're hinting at the new project that you've got coming up with Kingdom Come, produced by Ruen. Is that what's coming next? Is that like the next Ché Uno project that's slated to be released?
No. The next album, and also I want to big up my label Type A Records. I just signed with Type A Records. Big up Rickshaw, the man them. But we are doing a new record with Slang Hughes of Gold Era. Me and him have an album dropping. Will be announced soon, but it's dropping. That's the next project to go at this point. Fully produced by Slang Hughes. That's coming up. That's gonna be crazy. I guess we have a good lineup for features on that one. So the elites from the city and shit. We've got a few abroad, of course, but yeah, that's gonna be heavy beat.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Yeah, I saw that. I when you look at on like Spotify, it'll say like the record label, and I saw the Type A. Talk to us about
Yeah,
that relationship, how that came together. Who are the label mates, and let's unpack that a little bit.
sure. Type A Records is my dude Rickshaw. I met through AO Biggs. That's my brother. He brought me there, and I had met him. Actually, I think I met him initially at a show once, if I'm not mistaken. Outside of a show, he introduced himself. I think that's that first time we actually, interacted for the first time. And then, like I said, I went back there with Biggs, and we started talking. I was actually looking for a new studio to record out of, and I started going there. And then after working for a little bit, Rickshaw approached me with an idea to see if I was interested in signing with him. And I found that it was appropriate and it looked good, and it was nothing crazy. You know what I mean? But it gave me some support. You know what I mean? And allowed me to do some music more freely. So I said, yeah, I'm gonna take this opportunity, and we'll see where it goes. So it's a good vibe, man. It's definitely a very brotherly vibe, and we got Biggs on there. We got my dude Roddy Raw. Blue Epps is on there as well. Swan. So yeah, we got a nice little run going right now, and we want to elevate that shit for sure.
That's dope, bro. Yeah, salute to you and to the record label. Toronto's got a dope scene. Last night was a big night in Toronto. Can you talk to us about that?
Last night was madness.
There's a movie, right? I'm like watching people's stories, trying to get the vibe.
That was madness. It was special. I mean, really something that was of a reconciliation, and so to see that was beautiful. And I'm just super glad. Like, yo, I don't know, but I'm old, bro. Like, I'm old. You know what I mean? So I've seen a lot of come and go. I've seen a lot of changes in the scene. I've been active in Toronto from early, so I remember everything that was happening. And I'm just happy to still be relevant, man. You know what I mean? I'm still happy that I've been able to remain as fly as I could be, you know what I mean, and can be, and like been able to put out shit that I still really, really love. You know what I mean? And it's always the illest shit. So working with the illest is the only thing I've ever really wanted to concentrate on. You know what I mean? To be honest, like I'm more of an inventor. I don't really care for the spotlight, for the you know what I mean, the fame, I guess you could say, all that. But I've always been there. Like I've seen, like, you know what I mean. We're like, I'm like the overseer thing of just being present behind the scenes shit, and just doing what I need to do, just giving my contribution. You know what I'm saying? And I understand the Spanglish plays a big part. So a lot of the times it's not everybody's cup of tea, or people a lot of the times don't relate if they can't understand. So it's an acquired taste to an extent as well, and I get that shit. So, but yeah, I mean, to be honest, again, knowing that I'm from Toronto, and being able to represent Toronto, north side of shit, as a Latin American artist, you know what I mean, bilingual and all that, is also something of a differentiation. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for that too, to be able to represent this shit.
Yeah, that's dope. It feels to me right now, there's been hip hop from Canada for a long time, and obviously there's stars that come out of Canada. But right now, in this thing of ours, right, this hip hop renaissance, Toronto specifically has got a lot of heavy hitters, a lot of really incredible lyricists, to include yourself. But many of the people that were at that show last night, right? Ayo Biggs, Ason Eastwood, Daniel Son, right? So many people that are at the top of what you would consider the best of the best. If we were to make a list of to keep it broad, 50 of the most important voices in underground hip hop, Toronto is heavily represented across that list.
Oh, bro, I mean, I can tell you the top MCs right now, which, for me is undisputable, undeniable. And I mean, okay, I'm talking about our lane, like you said, like the renaissance that's going on right now. That's what I'm talking about. So it's not, I'm not talking about just anything or everything, you know what I mean? I definitely, Daniel Son, you know what I mean? Ason Eastwood, Lord Juco, Ras Fresco.
Yeah.
So these are like I say like the illest, you know what I mean, in Toronto right now, for sure.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope, bro. The talk to us about your set last night.
Oh, you want to talk about my set?
Yeah,
because I'm fucking.
Cause see, the people that were there, they got to see it, but like right now, like tell us a little bit about how it went down.
I think the energy was live. My brother was live. My motherfucking brother was live. Want to tell you, that's my brother. Like, okay, so me and him, we came up together. That's my brother. That's my fucking brother from time, B. We came up together as DJs from early on, b-boying. You know what I mean? Just whatever. So being able to rhyme with him, B, is also something that, you know what I mean, is was meant to be as well. Because like, he's been even more involved. He's done even more stuff in the scene than even I have. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And we kind of like ninjas like that when it comes to this shit. We're not the everyday talk or the other or being brought up in conversations all the time, which we kind of like it that way. So yeah, I mean the show last night. So first off, we did new stuff, which we haven't done in a while. We did new songs. We like that songs that we've never performed before, right? And off a couple of the new things we put out. Yeah, the energy was really live. Everybody thought that was, it was a really, really, really like, mans were going, my dude started spazzing, Wisdom started spazzing, so I started spazzing too and shit. It was dope. Personally, like if you're asking me personally on the actual performance, the two songs that I shouldn't have screwed up on, there's the ones the new ones I got perfectly. The old ones I fucked up. So, overall it was a dope vibe. I thought the energy was really good. Yeah.
So dope, bro.
The night was magical. The whole night was magical, man. It was from No Face, my brothers, New Villain, and Bondo, from the start there all the way to the end. It was just a movie. Like the energy was super ill. It was super ill, man. Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah, you're having an amazing run right now because you turn around and drop a new visual too.
Yeah. I was like, okay, so everything's gonna be, you know what I mean, at a good time, so might as well go ahead and set it up that way. And this is the second video of the Nueva Ola, you know what I mean, which I'm super happy about. That's been a little bit. It's been a little time coming now. That one was in the works for a while.
Yeah.
So I'm happy that one actually was finished and be able to be released.
Yeah,
that's great.
Talk to us about the video for Sangre in the Water, like, who put it together, where it was shot, and some of those details.
This one is so this is Fuego Films. This is something also that we do, me and my brother Wisdom, my man Bonnetal. We shoot videos. We've been shooting videos for a minute. He has history in it, so do I. So we decided let's just shoot our own videos. Like, you know what I mean? We're not gonna pay other people to do things that we can do ourselves, and we know we can probably do it better than a lot of people who charge people to do it. So we're like, yo, let's just do it. So we just started doing that, and of course at that point we started shooting other people. So when it comes to either if it's his stuff or my stuff, we try to come up and innovate as much as we can, or come up with the illest shit possible for it. So that was a dope location we found. Toronto, where is that? That's DuPont Station. in Toronto, around that area. And that was wisdom. He just looked around and see what we had and was like, yo, I wanna capture this part here with the lighting that you see, like that area there where we were. And it's always the right angles you want to get, and then it's editing. It comes down to the editing. It always comes down to the editing. Yeah. Monotone is ill with it. He's ill, man.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
I've heard horror stories of, artists, they're trying to do a rollout and they do all the work, they pay for it, and they don't ever get they get it like a year later.
Yeah.
So a lot of people start taking control. Either if you don't have the right people in your team, it's hard to depend on the wrong people. So that's dope that you guys are doing it.
Yeah. It's one of those things with a lot of rappers that end up producing as well. They're like, yo, they know how to produce. They just never really said, I want to start doing it seriously. Or same with the video. Like we always knew we could shoot videos. So we started. I've been shooting stuff more so as a way to even make sure I want the stuff to look the way I want it to look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of dudes, it's just, you got to do it yourself sometimes to get exactly what you want. Like, you can't try to make somebody else see what you see sometimes. You know what I mean? So I always wanted to make sure I can just, I'll just do it myself type thing. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where it came from for me on the whole filming thing. I went to school for it and shit too, so it's just always been there. We just said, yeah, it's art too. So art in general, that's my background is art. I went to school for art, and with that was film as well. So everything for me fundamentally starts with being an artist, because that's how I started in everything. Everything is an expression of art. Starting with initially visually, and then the music came just natural progression involving anything to do with my art. So
yeah, because see, I didn't know that you were a DJ, so that's something that I'm learning, and that you were a DJ for a long time. That's like a whole segment of your career and skill set that was not like dabbling in the garage. It's like, nah, you were a DJ on radio. Can you talk to us about that for the people who don't know about it, how you got started and your time at radio, and also how that carries over into, being an MC and making albums?
Yeah. So that is also something that relates back to my brother Bonatal, always in Bonatal, because me, him, and his brother Trax, came up together as a DJ group, Barrio Sound. That was early 90s, and that was the beginning of my of me becoming a DJ. That was with my cousin. My cousin initially is somebody that knew that I was already into all this, pretty much everything that was an element at the time when it came to the culture and all that. And he wanted to really he enjoyed the DJing. He wanted to DJ. He's like, yo, I want to start DJing. I want to start a DJ crew. So he knew I was raised the culture and shit, and that's basically what I pretty much knew. So he was like, yo, would you like to get involved in starting a DJ crew? And I'll give you whatever. I'll provide the funds to make it happen, and you buy the records. You know what I mean? So that's how it started with me, him, my brother Wisdom, and his brother Trax. From there, I just kept DJing, and eventually started a crew with my boys in Malvern in Scarborough. That was Mad Mystic crew. That's an Intox fam. And we started DJing there. So I just kept DJing all over the city, and building with brothers all over, to eventually meeting the shows, the guys that ran the show at the University of Toronto, CHRY 105.5. That was Mr. Grunt, DJ the Snake, the brothers on the show, Bigger Than Hip Hop show. And I met them, and basically they just invited me to start doing a set on the show, become part of the show itself. And that lasted 15 years, roughly, off and on. So that was a big chunk of my life, just DJing.
Wow.
On the show, yeah, for a long time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did shows here and there from in that during that time, house parties, a lot of, in Toronto during the 90s, a lot of house
Yeah.
parties, bro, a lot of house parties, and we did that, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was doing. I would still be. I think, you know what I mean. I love DJing. B. That's my favorite thing out of everything. Out of all the elements, that's my favorite one. Be DJing.
Yeah.
DJing. You know, I didn't continue. I don't buy records still, but I still get records because a lot of the artwork I do is for different vinyl and stuff, and some of the records I press myself, obviously. But I don't really buy records as much, or really as anymore. But I'm still collecting them in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kept all my records. I don't have any equipment anymore, but I kept all my collection. So sometimes, you know what I mean, I get I get a craving to start fucking spinning again and shit. So that might be my retirement plan.
Hey, that's not a bad retirement plan. The talk to us about the artwork, right? Because you're taking us deep into your creative universe.
Yeah.
And we're talking about we opened up, obviously you're a dope MC, incredible music, and I'm learning about the DJing, but now you're sharing, you went to school for art and for film. But what is the artwork that you've done for other people's projects?
Uh, yeah, it's graphic design, artwork. I also studied painting and drawing, sketching and all that too. But eventually it was just graphic design that I focused on, and specializing in album art design, layout. You know what I mean? For any type of musical packaging, whatever it may be, whatever product is being done. That was what I focused on. So I started doing a lot of that for pretty much anybody. A lot of the guys in the city that still did that stuff, and that was actually early on. I would say 2001, around there, is when I really started doing work for other people and stuff. Up to now. So yeah, a lot of people, bro. A lot of the dudes that you see, a lot of the stuff you might see from Ason Eastwood to I did stuff for ST-NAC. I did stuff for uh, Mercenary Films. That's the big ones, and a lot of people recognize Ali, like a lot. Of course, my brother Kingdom Kome. Yeah, anything that you might see like relatable or what I'm usually fucking with is probably something I worked on myself too. So, and of course, anything that is me related, like if I'm involved, it's gonna be my artwork that's probably gonna be used. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask, like, your album covers and the different things you've done. You've done those?
If I'm involved in a project in any way, shape, or form, if I'm involved on it, I'm probably gonna do the artwork for it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, a lot of the stuff, especially my stuff. If it's my stuff, like the Supreme Villains, the Fuego GAWDZ, Los Chicos Criollos, all that shit is me as far as the artist is concerned. You know what I'm saying? And everything affiliated with it too. Anybody that's in my camp, I probably do the art for Bondo, Ayo Biggs. I do all that artwork. Everybody's.
Yo, you're so crazy talented. That's like a lot of dope artwork that's out there.
Yeah, man. I'm a busy person. I don't stop. You know what I mean? I just keep blasting them, bro.
So like the Nueva Ola, the first one with the fish with the bullet in his mouth, that's you?
The fish with the bullet. Oh yeah, absolutely, bro. Yeah. All that shit's me.
That's like a dope cover.
Yeah. Yeah, the first one is monumental for me. To me, that's even now. Like I love the Nueva Ola. I love it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But the first one to me is special. That's the classic. That's a classic to me. Like if you're gonna talk about a classic record, that's a classic record for sure. I'm hoping we can do a vinyl treatment on that one at someday. I want to do that no matter what at some point. So for an anniversary or something, but where that's gonna happen, has to.
The new one that you just released, Nueva Ola Dos.
Yeah.
What about the merch with that? Are you planning on doing merch with that? Is that out?
I mean, I have ideas for merch. It's not something that's in the plans. Actually, no, I'm joking. Yes, there is. I'm sorry, my bad. Mistaken. There is. It's the type A shit. They're gonna be taking care of that. So we gotta set up something. Hopefully a vinyl, man. Hopefully a vinyl would be great for that one. That'd be crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna do something gear wise, something just a little something, a hoodie or something that'll be dope for that one there. But yeah, for sure,
That's
for
dope,
sure.
bro.
Yes.
Yeah, that's for me it's a really dope conversation because I didn't realize this aspect of the creativity. So I'm like blown away. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's really, really dope. Salute to you.
Yeah, that's it's a lot of stuff too. So in being so like focused on just getting work done, um, application afterwards is sometimes well, I mean, in my own stuff, right? Because I'm so busy taking care of so many other stuff, you sometimes forget to actually work the art you create. You know what I mean? You have to work the art that you actually create afterwards, and I often forget to do that with my shit. It becomes an issue. So yeah, juggling me is just a lot of shit.
Yeah. We talked about the new album, obviously, Nueva Ola 2, available on all streaming platforms. We also talked about upcoming projects that you have, Slang Hughes, that's going to be dope. A lot of people, especially abroad, know you for Los Chicos Criollos. Is there a future Los Chicos Criollos project in the works?
Oh yeah, we got a lot coming. So we got Brujos 2 coming. We
Yeah.
have the project with Ruen also coming. And then we have a project with I think it's gonna be like different producers, but it's another project with me and Kingdom Kome also. That's all gonna be on Walking with Enoch Music.
Wow.
Yeah.
Have nowadays with things like Spotify and there's different tools that artists have access to where you can kind of see where people are listening to your music, where it's like popping. Have you noticed different um, pockets of people in different projects, right? So you've got Fuego GAWDZ, and then you've got the solo work, and then you had what you were doing for Los Poetas. Then there's obviously Los Chicos Criollos. Is it interesting to you, like where certain projects are popping more than other projects?
Well, that's kind of the idea. Just based on what I would see, and I try to observe as much as I can and analyze. It seems that the people's attention span are just very, very short. So, and I like to create. I just like to create all the time. So why keep anything, and why just like try to like, I just try to make sure that I'm now releasing as much as I can. And I find if I do that, I can at least create more of an opportunity for something that might pop or something that might go better than the other thing. But then that other thing might come back around and people discover it later, and then that one picks up again. And if you have a lot of that happening, it increases your chances of just more of everything. So and if you're capable of doing it, you know what I mean. So I'm a workaholic, and I just go in and I just say like, this is here, this is here, this is here, and slowly everything comes to fruition, and it just creates more of a wave overall.
That's so dope, bro. Yeah.
But
You just dropped today the second visual for Nueva Ola 2. But you've got more projects lined up and work coming.
yeah.
Are there more visuals coming for Nueva Ola 2, or are you gonna kind of focus your attention now on the upcoming projects?
That's a good question. I did have one more in mind, but I don't know if it's gonna be able to get done, because I do want to start now for other projects that's coming, like the Slang. We're going to do a video for a joint off the Slang album, and that's coming up next. So I want to get ready for that. But yeah, I mean, maybe just and like it's hard for me to really grab another one without grabbing a feature that I want, and the person may not be here or available for the video itself. So it kind of like narrows it down to something else.
Yeah, because you got that joint with Sean Links. It's such a dope song.
That one is crazy. Big up my man Sean Links on that
Yeah,
one.
you and Sean Links go in on that joint.
Yo, I love the beat Sean comes in on, B. That one's my joint. I love that shit, B. That's just ill.
Yeah.
That shit's ill.
Yeah.
One of the best ones.
Yeah, I love that song. That song's so dope. I was listening to it on repeat. I went out for a run and, kind of going through the album again and really enjoying it. I had to play that joint like back to back. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah. That's dope. Yeah, that would be dope if that one could happen. But I know that's one of those things that's really difficult because I want new music from you too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like how do you balance it all out to where you got to keep it moving? There comes a point where you're like, all right, that was this project. We got to keep it moving.
Yeah. I mean, if the opportunity presents itself and you can get one done, cool. But if not, I just go with whatever's next, really, or what's the priority on the list, basically. So.
Yeah. There was another I guess it's like a group, like a super group that you talked about that I've seen also like sprinkled around different people's social media. Is it the Super Villains?
Supreme Villains is me. Supreme Villains is just another group I have. Is me, a new villain, and King Bandolero. Bandolero is on the production for the work itself, for like whatever we do. And that's the group itself, me, villain, and Bondo. We have a project. We already dropped a little, like it was 5 joints. That was a little while back, I think 2 or 3 years back now. And that's also something that's coming up next in the near future. I have that stuff ready. We just gotta record it basically. So that's coming too. And that's like just another group I have. You know what I mean? Just within the people that I work with. The brothers that I've been building with for a minute now. So just another joint, another dart.
That's dope. That's dope. And it's cool how you got like different sounds and different producers for different projects. Even your work with Vago, right? Like that's like a certain lane and a certain sound, and it comes from Los Poetas and then Nueva Ola, and then now Nueva Ola Dos. There's a sound there that it's like, all right, this is Ché Uno on this vibe.
Yeah. It definitely it just shows, like, I guess, different chambers, you know what I mean, that I open and shit that I like to fuck with. Like I got a couple of projects that are coming, you know what I mean? Like I got one with my brother, Dub Poets Collective, my man Kashmir. We go on some different vibe with that, different kind of sound of beats as well. Production is different, but it's still my lane. It's still dirty and shit, you know what I mean? But that one I think you're gonna like for sure. That's coming just now. That's getting wrapped up. I got a project with Dante coming too. We and him, we're in the lab and we build a lot, and we got a project coming. Him production, he does all the production for it, and he's on the record as well. Bro, that one's ill. I can't wait to drop that shit. That's gonna be crazy. But yeah, a lot of stuff coming, man, and I like to enter the different types of conceptual ideas for the project itself. If there's something that comes to me, I like to just kind of pretty much create a theme for it throughout when I'm putting the album together and shit. So
yeah, that's dope. My bro, you shared so much knowledge with us about Nueva Ola Dos, the upcoming projects with Kingdom Kome and Ruen, the project coming with Slang Hughes, the visual work that you do in design, graphic, and in films, and then the projects you just mentioned, right, with Dante and everything you got coming up. As we start to wrap up, any final gems, any shout outs, anything you want to make sure that we capture?
I just want to shout out my brother Kingdom Kome. Welcome back. I just say again the project with me, him, and Ruen, Merca Musica. Look out for that. That's gonna be dropping soon, man. That's definitely the one I want to make sure people are aware about. And thank you to you, brother, for having me. And man.
Thank you, brother.
Blessed everybody.
Thank you,
man.
My brother. It's an honor to have you on, my bro. I've been following you for a minute, obviously, through Los Chicos Criollos. And it's really a joy to like go down the rabbit hole of your discography You're a tremendous talent. Your voice, right? The gritty, the grimy, the bilingual flow, which, you know, as a person who speaks Spanish, I really appreciate how you drop gems in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? And then drop them in English because you use Spanish sayings, right? Which is like in the Nueva Ola one with the fish with the bullet in his mouth. That's like a Spanish saying, right? So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So like all of that, it's a really dope, your artistry is really dope, and it's an honor to have you on, my bro, and I look forward to building with you in the future.
Gracias, hermano. I'm gonna send you some links for the Poetas shit for you to check
That'd
out.
be really dope.
Gracias, bro. Thank you very much.
Hi, my brother. Salute.
Peace. Uno.